Es gibt Besuch aus Wales. 42 Jahre ist er alt, aktuell die Nummer 51 der Welt. Spitzname das Frettchen. The Ferret, Johnny Clayton.
Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go.
Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is the Wizard of Wiz, if ever a Wiz there was. If ever
Wir kommen zum WM-Finalisten von 2010. 2012 gewann er die European Darts Championship, seinen einzigen Major-Erfolg bei der BDC. Und nachdem es 2 Jahre lang gar nicht so gut lief, ist er inzwischen wieder richtig gut unterwegs. Er hat 3 Proto-Turniere in 2017 gewonnen. Die aktuelle Nummer 16 der Welt aus Down Under, the Wizard, Simon Whitlock.
The former European champion flexing his guns up on stage here at the Happy Bet German Darts Masters ahead of Whitlock's clash with the Ferret, Johnny Clayton. Whitlock, a former winner on the European Tour as well as the major title, the European Championship. Got to go back quite a long while for his win at the Dutch Darts Masters. But he's back in form. And he's confident and he's playing some very good darts, and those big combination finishers are making a welcome return. And Johnny is going to have to be very good if he's going to overhaul the number 4 seed today, you feel, and book his place in the last 16 and the final day of action here at the Sparkassen Arena in Jena. Chris Murphy alongside me, Dan Dawson. Chris, I understand you've got some red-hot Simon Whitlock-related news about a new pet that he's got.
I'm not sure if it's a turtle or a tortoise, but it's something that, well, doesn't come out of its shell very often.
Unconfirmed reports. Still, exciting news and a little insight into the weird world of Whitlock.
First leg, Simon to throw first. Game on.
So Whitlock will throw first in this one. First to 6, as always. The winner takes on either Joe Cullen, recent new winner on the PDC Tour just last weekend, last Sunday, in fact, a week ago, or
41.
Stefan Zietman, who somehow managed to come to his opening game last night.
Well, I'm here, Dan. I've actually got some more significant
85.
breaking news as well. There has been a 9-dart finish on the Challenge Tour today.
Well. Tell us, who hit the perfect leg?
Well, we had wins for Harrington and Jones
55.
yesterday. Today, Mark Flash Dudbridge has nailed the 9.
Flash, Stolian.
140.
But as usual, they're happening everywhere.
Except on the European Tour. But that could all change. That could all change this afternoon. We've got 2 more games after this one for you to round off the afternoon session. Benito van der Pas, a former finalist on the Euro Tour, against Roby John Rodriguez, the young Austrian, and Gerwyn Price, who's in red-hot form, taking on Max Hopp, who's just recorded his highest ever average in a broadcast game.
It was a decent day for the Welsh yesterday. Only Max Hopp
59. Johnny, you recall
defeated one of the 5
154.
Welshmen in action. Johnny Clayton, as you mentioned, got through, and he's looking to start with a break of throw against
96.
the number 4 seed Simon Whitlock here, who was knocked out at his first hurdle in the German Darts Championship by Kevin Painter.
140. Johnny, you
He
recall
held us high.
58.
They'll be hoping to avoid an unwanted double. Well, that's
He
a double
shows
that
the
Johnny
first
Clayton
leg.
did want.
Johnny Clayton.
Yeah, well,
Second leg, Johnny to throw
very
first.
slow
Game.
start from the Wizard. Like some sort of tortoise, you might say.
Well, they say that pets are like their owners.
95.
We could go into it.
Owner-like pets scenario.
I'm worried that I said that in commentary with you, Dan, because you probably will pursue that line now.
100.
Anyway, here comes the Ferret. Still haven't got to the bottom of that one. Maybe it is that he's got some kind of pet ferret.
81.
Whitlock stole a cat, didn't he? Quite recently. adopted? Is that a better phrase?
I can neither confirm or deny such.
That he named after fellow PDC tour card holder Richard North.
Because of the cat's hair colour.
Maximum for Johnny Clayton. Started very strongly in the opening stages here, and Whitlock just not at the races.
58. Johnny, you require 145.
Johnny Clayton can count himself a little bit fortunate, well, actually very fortunate to be here, because against Ronnie Hybrex in round one, he had to survive 5 match darts. Ronnie was not missing darts at doubles on his own throw until the deciding leg, when he just couldn't hit one.
100.
Yeah, 10 consecutive holds of throwing that match.
Johnny, you
before
require
Clayton
8.
punished those mad misses from Hybrex with a
Short
break.
in the second leg.
There's already a
Johnny
break
Clayton.
up in this one, and now he's 2 legs
Alex
up.
Simon to throw
And Simon
first.
Whitlock needs to
Game
wake up.
Shell shocked. Better.
Ah, he's coming out of his shell down.
177.
177 to start. And he has awoken, the wizard.
60.
Johnny Clayton yet to make the last 16 of any tournament
93.
this year. Had a couple of runs the last 32s of Pro Tour events, but it's not been a brilliant start to the year for him when he was looking at the back end of last year
85.
like a real threat. Maybe this weekend can just kick-start his season. Maybe that little bit of luck against Ronnie Hybrex is exactly what he needed.
59.
Simon Whitlock's a man who's won 17 PDC ranking titles. Not many with a greater title haul than that. 5 of them have come in the last 5 months. So he's certainly a man banging form.
Yeah, he really is. And he's confident, he's happy, and he's smiling, and he's enjoying his darts
60.
again. It's been a tough time for him. He's been on the brink of tears on a number of occasions at big tournaments when he suffered early exits.
100. Simon, you require 112.
Always maintained a belief that he could get back to where he was and maybe even better. 92 remain, treble 20 for double 16. Can't find the treble, but he knows he's going to be back.
And he's a man who absolutely
56.
loves the trade that he plies, Simon Whitlock. He plays for the love of the game. He's often seen in local pubs and clubs chucking arrows on a Wednesday and Thursday evening. We'll be
Simon, you
hoping
require 56.
that he might be playing in rather larger arenas on Thursday nights next year if he carries his upward curve in form on. And he's in this match now.
Simon Whitlock will let Johnny to throw first. Game on.
I just had it
85.
confirmed by one of my sources, Dan, that it is a turtle that Simon Whitlock has taken on. I also believe he's called Donald as well.
This is information I did not expect we'd be provided with. Such short notice. Look at this. Johnny Clayton, that's the second maximum for the Welshman. Averaging 105 right now. 20 points clear of Simon Whitlock. The 135 keeps Whitlock right in it. And I know there's a massive gap in the averages, but you have to take into account that Whitlock was just absolutely nowhere near in the first couple of legs.
100.
And down for the 19s, treble 19s leave 130.
56.
Oh, well.
Johnny, you require 136.
Yes, that does make sense, because had he hit the 19, he would have left a bogey number. That's why Simon Whitlock is one of the best counters in the game. Double 8. Wonderful stuff, Johnny Clayton, 12 darter.
Simon to throw first.
And this is a cut above what we saw from the Ferret in his opening game against Ronnie Hybrex. Is it going to be too much for the Wizard to handle?
Well, he certainly upped his game the last couple of legs.
140.
Simon Whitlock won their only previous meeting, 6-4, in a Players' Championship event just over a year ago.
140.
This Johnny Clayton, he's not missing much at the moment.
140.
And he's right there, even when Whitlock has a good leg. Johnny Clayton is right there with him.
We talked about this yesterday, Danny. He's one of those players who can just turn up and throw an incredible performance. I mean, not going to win prize out of the World Championship.
Yes, he did.
Some of the stuff we saw him throw on the Euro Tour last year.
100s.
Just the odd game here and there where he was just better than the best players in the world.
Yeah, got to be very good to beat Johnny Clayton, as a general rule. And Whitlock, not good enough to see that off for an 11 or 12 darter. And Johnny Clayton, if he can find treble 17 and ball here, and he might do, you know. Oh, wow.
82.
Misses a dart for another break and a 4-1 lead.
Requires 16.
Simon Whitlock having to weather a storm here.
He shows the fifth leg.
Still very much in contention, though. Clayton averaging well above 100. No one's done that yet this weekend.
Look at that, 12, 13 and 14 winning legs. He'd only thrown 12 darts in that previous leg when he missed the bullseye for it. Could have been back-to-back 12s, and we are talking, there you go, 110 average nearly. But notice Whitlock's has been climbing steadily after that very poor opening leg.
140.
Johnny Clayton doesn't look like he's going to stop throwing like this, though. It looks very, very easy for him.
Well, look at this from Whitlock. He was unlucky with a deflection in the first visit. Twice found two big trebles, but Clayton's in there again.
100.
Now, if you can find two trebles here, will really put the pressure on this. If you could find three...
100.
But forces Clayton to have a go at this with the bullseye. He's missed bullseye for a 1-2-1 in the last leg. Is he going to get a go at it this time? Nope, not this time. Now the 1-3-6, Clayton has taken out. If Whitlock can hit back with one of his own. Not to be.
100. Only require 24.
Squares it off. But double 12 to restore a two-leg cushion. Great guide, surely. Well, he's gone the wrong side of it with the following two darts, and now Simon Whitlock is gifted an opportunity
36.
that there was no evidence to suggest he would get.
A shot in the sixth leg.
Well, Simon Whitlock has levelled things up here by breaking back, and Johnny Clayton, having missed a dart for a 4-1 lead and three darts for a 4-2 lead, he is averaging 106, and yet still finds himself probably second favourite now, with Whitlock having the advantage of throwing first.
100.
Just goes to show that even when you're really in the zone, and you're flowing, you're playing excellent stuff, if you're not clinical, you don't
60.
take all the opportunities that are there against the very top players in the world, they will punish you for it.
Simon Whitlock is certainly that. A mark of his form over the last 6 months. He was having to qualify for these events this time last year. Now he's a number 4 seed.
Well, he was in that very exclusive club of being an ever-present on the European Tour, Simon Whitlock, because he tended to have a run or two a year. I remember, I think he's had 2 finals in Dusseldorf. But he was often massively popular with the German fans. They tended to sing his name all day, and it would spur him on to runs to quarters and semis and finals. Still just the 1 Euro Tour title.
Yeah, he won that back in 2012, and as you said, Dan, he made European Tour finals in 2013 and 14, but then 15 and 16 he didn't, as he's suffered that slide in his career where he dropped out of the top 16. He's back in there now. Being chased down by Gerwyn Price right now.
But Whitlock, despite his success on the big stages, you wouldn't class him as a big stage player. You reeled off the titles that he'd won at the start of this match, 17 in total. Only one of them a major TV title, but he just loves playing darts. He wants to win, whether it's in
85.
a league thing and a
136.
Wednesday night.
15 of them on the floor.
Whitlock is just Whitlock. There's no sort of big stage version of Whitlock that is different from his floor form.
116.
Well, this to pick the pockets. Gets a dart at double 18.
80. Simon, you require 40.
Well, Johnny Clayton did not miss a dart at double in the first 4 legs of this match. In the last 3, he's missed 5. And it may cost him. Double 10. Ooh,
30.
now it's Whitlock's turn.
Johnny, you require 36.
Well, is the pendulum about to swing back in the favour of the Ferrets?
Shot in the 7th leg, Johnny Clayton. 8th leg,
It
Johnny,
has.
to throw first. Game on.
The winner of this takes on Joe Cullen or Stefan Zietman
97.
in the last 16 tomorrow. It's an interesting section of the draw, that. Vanderpass and John Rodriguez in there as well.
125.
And then Michael Smith, who takes on the winner of that one. So one of those players just mentioned will be in the semi-finals.
Well, there you see, still 10 points difference in the averages, but only 1 leg between them.
100.
By seeding, Whitlock should make the semi-finals. Got to deal with Johnny Clayton
60.
first, and that's not proving an easy task. We've seen the number 6 seed go out today in white. Here's the number 4 seed about to follow suit.
140.
Still fighting though. And if Clayton doesn't find 2 trebles here, Whitlock the favourite to break back.
100. Simon, you require 136.
The 136 been a theme through this match. Clayton hit it earlier on. It's the 3rd time Whitlock's gone to the board with that target.
96.
But he has
Johnny
left a
require
double.
158. $41. Simon, you require 40.
Well, for a 3rd consecutive break of throw, and this match is anyone's
He's
because they
on the
continue to
eighth
break
leg.
each other.
Simon
That is a
Whitlock.
13 darter. Whitlock knows the importance of that. You can see the
9th leg,
celebration.
Simon to throw first. Game on.
Well, a race to 2 now, and again Whitlock has that advantage back. And if we do play 3 legs, he will throw first in
60.
2 of them. Only off 60, and already the door slightly ajar.
$81. $140.
Real bounce in Whitlock's stack. A long time coming for Simon Whitlock to get back into this kind of form, or at least, you know, get back into a situation where he's winning games of darts. Look at this. Look at it! 180 number 2 for Simon Whitlock.
You always look at players, Dan, who have a kind of fall from grace. Simon Whitlock described it
90.
himself as I've done nothing for 2 years, yet it was still hanging around the top 16, and it just shows the level of quality. That's a loose first start, but it shouldn't matter if he can tidy it up.
81.
Which he does. Yeah, and the beauty of the 2-year order of merit is that once you have had that couple of years where you struggled, you've then got hardly anything to
100.
defend.
Simon, you require 40.
Now, to go within 1 leg.
He shot in the 9th leg.
Just took an
Simon
extra
Whitlock.
moment there, Simon
7th leg,
Whitlock,
Johnny
and it
to
paid
throw
off.
first.
He is
Game on.
into the lead for the very first time in this match. And with only 2 legs to go, Whitlock strikes at the perfect time. It is
78.
back-to-back legs of sub-15 darts for Simon Whitlock. That was a 14 darter. The previous one was a 13 darter.
57.
Well, we started off, didn't we, Dan, talking about turtles and tortoises, and Johnny Clayton went off like the hare, didn't he?
Slow and steady wins the race, my friend.
140.
Whitlock's average has been creeping up while Clayton has been creeping down. And there's Simon Whitlock
134.
creeping his way into the next round.
Clayton still has
60.
the opportunity to take this to a deciding leg. It's one in which he would have to break. And you would think he may have to find another one of those 12 darters. He found one earlier on when he took out 136 on double 8, having started the leg with a maximum. But he hasn't hit a maximum since then, and he's missed doubles. That's the problem for Johnny Clayton. There was a spell in the middle of the game where he had doubles in 3 consecutive legs.
78.
Only ended up winning one of them. And that has ended up costing him. Simon Whitlock is going to leave himself very handily placed.
140.
Bump of the fist, just in Johnny Clayton's direction.
Good timing there from Whitlock, forcing Clayton to take this out. And he's not going to do that. And Simon Whitlock, well, you'd think he would get at least one match start here.
Simon, you require 90.
Clayton on double 8 to take it to a deciding leg. Will he return to the board? Whitlock looking at the 20s. Gets 2 at double 15. Last dart, Whitlock, and does
60.
not find the target. 2 match darts missed by the Wizard,
60.
and Clayton to take us all the way.
Well, he struggled on doubles towards the end of this match.
Simon, you
And
require
that will prove
30.
to be the Achilles heel of Johnny Clayton's performance here. Started in sensational style. But it's Simon Whitlock who avoids the scare. Had to weather the storm as Johnny Clayton threw everything at him early on in the match. But Simon Whitlock gets the job done in the end, and he will go through to face Joe Cullen or Stefan Steedman. We'll hear from the Wizard in a moment. Stay tuned, because next up we've got Gerwin Price against Max Hopp in what promises to be a belter.
Johnny Clayton war so stark ins Match gestartet und trotzdem heißt am Ende der Sieger Simon Whitlock. Simon, congratulations. That was not easy. Johnny played really well in the beginning of the match. He had an average of 111 after 5 legs. Good fight from you.
Yeah, you know what, that was a very tough game, and you know what, I didn't give up. You know, I got behind most of the match, just got myself in front. I thought, yeah, you can do this now, and yeah, full credit to Johnny. He played really well. But thanks for the crowd, they're fantastic.
Simon, see you tomorrow again. Simon Whitlock. Der sagt, das war ein ganz